Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Wakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his word and sincerity and truth. You know, in this thing of ours, in this walk, you're going to have certain things that happen in your life that is going to require you to seek counsel, and you're going to be in a bad spot, mentally, spiritually speaking. And that's where, it's very important to lean on a brotherhood. So this sit down really is going into how, you know, to help a brother when he's mourning, because we are really we are all we have, in this walk. Everybody else really doesn't understand in depth, our feelings and our emotions, you know, as we try our hardest to please the Heavenly Father, you know. And you're gonna come, you know, you're gonna have positions in you're gonna have things in your life, that's gonna put you in a bad position, spiritually. And it's very important for brothers, to build one another up. So this is just it's again a sit down going into how to help a brother mourn, because a lot of times we can have in our minds that I'm just gonna encourage the brother. I'm not gonna let the brother you know mourn or anything like that. Well, a brother might not feel comfortable letting you know what's going on with him personally. He might be in the spirit of mourning. You know, and sometimes a brother just wants you to listen. You know, so that's the first step there. Listen to a brother, as he mourn. And a great example of that is the friends of Job. So this is Job 2:11. Now, when Job's three friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place. Zahath, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zahar, the name Methite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. So when Joe's friends heard what happened to him, you know, they lost his children, lost his house, his everything basically, man. They consented one to another, and they came to one to another and said, you know what, we need to go see him, and that's what we had to do in this truth. When you hear about a brother, having bad times or falling on bad times, it's important to go and see that brother. It talks about that in James. Faith without work is dead. You see somebody that's out there starving, you know, which that could be symbolic. Somebody spiritually starving, right? There's a believer out there that's starving. You say, I'm gonna pray for you, but you don't give him anything. What's the point of that? So the same thing when a brother is mourning. You see a brother is going through some things, check on him. Verse 12, and when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads towards heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. That's right. So a lot of times when the brother's going through things, hey, sometimes he just, a brother just wants you to mourn with him. Not necessarily telling what they need to be doing at a given time. They ain't, when somebody's going through stuff, they ain't trying to hear that. You see, this truth requires us to be empathetic. You know, when you going through something, you don't want to be bothered. At a when something just happened, or you don't want somebody to constantly telling you, what you need to do. When something happens initially, you want some sympathy. So, in its truth, it's very important that we're empathetic, man, and we have a broad uh, a broad perspective. Something that's small for us could be big for another brother, man. You see what I'm saying? The problems that I've encountered when I was younger in this truth, you know, as a young when I see a younger brother going through it, you know, it's big to him, but for me, it's not very big. But I understand, his sentiments or his opinions, you know, because I've been in his position. You see, so it's very important, especially as an older brother, to be empathetic to what a younger brother is going through. You see, or sympathetic. It might be something that you haven't been through, personally, but as you see a brother going through something, man, you're supposed to, mourn with him. So let's grab a precept, going into that. Now, this is Romans 12 and 15. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. That's right. So when the brother's going through something, man, be empathetic to what the brother's going through. Now, does that mean baby the brother? You know what I'm saying? Or be soft on the brother? Nah, not necessarily that. But you definitely want to be conscious, that a brother is catching hell. That helps, man. When you say that you're in a brotherhood and a brother is looking out for you, a brother is being empathetic, you know, not just telling you, man, oh, just get over it, man. A lot of times, that's you, but you all right. A brother is right by saying that, but a brother, might need words of encouragement too. You see, especially if you don't know what he's going through, what a particular brother is going through. It's easy for you to, for us to say, just get over it, have faith, that's it, you know. But if you don't understand, you know, what a brother, is enduring, and you might not need to understand, you see, you might not even need to understand, then, you know, it's really hard for you to give advice, you see, about a certain topic. So it's just important, when a brother is going through something, you know, have sympathy, man. You see, pray for the brother. You know what I'm saying? Comfort the brother, man. That's very important. You know, let's get to the next scripts though. This is Sirach 11, and I start at 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt man in the midst of their talk. Strive not in a matter concerning that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. That's right. So, when a brother's going through things, man, it's you can automatically just make assumptions of why he's going through certain things. You see, there's certain attributes that we have that could be negative, and an attribute, that's a fancy word for characteristics. So there's attributes that we have that each of us possess, that another brother sees you know that we know that could cause harm to that particular brother. Case in point, you see a brother's impatient, we could see him, you know, going through something potentially, you know, if he's impatient, so say for instance he have problems at the crib, he tell you, you might not automatically assume, okay, just because this brother is impatient, saying he being aligned in his household, so you want to admonish him, send him precepts on that, tell him to man up. Well, you might not know the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important, you know, when you're being empathetic, if you will, to not really necessarily cast judgment because you don't know all that's going on. You see, it's very important that we understand that. Now, the other side of helping mourn a brother, you can't let a brother get too low. You know, there's a balance to this thing. Now, we brought out the balance of being sympathetic, empathetic, and, being caring if you feel. But the other side of that is admonishing the brother, man. Not letting the brother get to the point to where, He's not progressing in his truth. He's not producing his truth. Now, if you read in the book of Job, his friends allowed him to mourn, and then they rebuked him. You see, because you get too low in this thing, to where you're ready to harm yourself or to give up. Let's get an example of that. Now, this is Job speaking here, and he's just lamenting. He's ready to perish. And I'll read some of it, and then what I wanted to do is jump to the next chapter and read what his friend told him, regarding mourning. So this is Job 3:1. After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, and let the night in which it was said, This is a man child conceived. Uh, this is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkened, let not the Most High regard it from above, neither let the light shine. Neither neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it, and let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the darkness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined upon the day of the year. Let it not come into the numbers of the month. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joy voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are already to rise up that they're mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow, sorrow, nor hid sorrow from my eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? So, man, as you can see here, Job is low, man. Job is very low. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where he's not going to be able to serve the Heavenly Father with this mindset, man. He's ready to perish. You see what I'm saying? That's when a friend comes in. Now, let's see what his friend told him. We'll just read a couple. We don't have to read the whole thing. You know? Now, this is Job 4, and I started 1. Now, then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, If we assay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? That's right. So right there, that's a beautiful example. His friends allow him to speak, get it off his chest. You see what I'm saying? Well, how he was feeling at that given time. Let the brother mourn. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Hey, man, brothers are going through things. Let people mourn, man. Let them get it off their chest and then correct them. But let a brother mourn. Let a brother complain. There's nothing wrong with complaining. You see what I'm saying? You need that. That's healthy. When you're going through times, through situations in your life, you need to be able to mourn, and also mourn with people who understand what you're going through. But anyway, verse 3, Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee, and thou faintest. It touches thee, and thou art troubled. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the righteousness of thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off, even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. But the blast of the Most High they perish. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. That's right. So, his friend Eli Excuse me if I'm saying that name wrong. It's a tongue tie for me, tire for me. But he's telling them like, hey man, you going through all these things, and you've told people, you know what I'm saying, to believe in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai and things of that nature. So why aren't you doing it? Right? Right? He let, his friends uh, let him complain. And he did this, they do this throughout the whole book, man. You know what I'm saying? Him complaining, them admonishing them, you know. But you have to remind brothers, what they signed up for, you know. You have to remind brothers, you know what I'm saying, that hey, you sign up to suffer, you see, in a productive way, you know what I'm saying, in a way that's gonna build the brother up. You see what I'm saying? It's very important, you know. Let's get to the next scripture though. Now this is First Thessalonians 1:14, and it says, "Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient towards all men." Now let's look at that word, comfort. Very important, and that's a tongue tie. It's what? It's paramuth theomi, and it says to speak, to address one, whether by way of a admonishing and incentive, or to calm and console, to encourage, console. That's right. So you confident, brother, you know, you could admonish him, you know what I'm saying, and you could comfort him, console him too. You see, it's very important that that we're having that balance, man. You know what I'm saying? Not being empathetic to, oh brother, just get over it. Shit, just have faith. Kind, how do I do that? You're telling me to get over these things that I'm going through. How? How? You know what I'm saying? You telling me that you with me? How? Show me. You see what I'm saying? Now these are the things, you know what I'm saying, in the body that are very important. You see what I'm saying? We'll learn on the fly. You know what I'm saying? These little intricate, you know what I'm saying, things or complex things in the spirit, man. You see? But we have the platform here, which is these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted just to bring that out. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking the word in sincerity and truth. Most High willing, this was edifying. Shalom.